As mentioned in the last class, we are now going to start our discussion on duality to linear programming problem. You might have heard a saying that man is simply to recognize that there are different approaches for solving problems. Different approaches to solving problems are already available. You have to only recognize them, you have to identify them, you have to explore them. So is the case with duality also. Actually, when we learned about modeling of linear programming problem, we formulated, we gave a mathematical formulation of the LPP, but we did not recognize at that time that associated with every linear programming problem, be it a case of maximization or minimization, there always exists another linear programming problem which is based on the same data having the same solution. One of the most important discoveries in the early development of linear programming was the concept of duality and its division into important branches. The discovery disclosed the fact that every linear programming has associated with another linear programming problem. The original problem is called primal, while the other problem is called its dual. It is important to note that in general, either problem can be considered the primal, while the remaining problem is dual. So the relationship between the primal and dual is actually a very intimate and useful one. The optimal solution to either problem reveals information concerning the optimal solution to the other. So what does it mean? That either you solve the primal or the dual, the optimal solution will remain the same. Not only that, if the optimal solution to one is known, suppose we know the optimal solution of primal, then the optimal solution to the other is also readily available. So if you solve the simplex problem of the primal problem, from there you can read out the solution of the dual also. So this fact is very important because the situation can arise where the dual is easier to solve than the primal. So as I said, every linear programming problem has associated with it one dual problem which works on the same data. And both dual and primal are closely related, and if the solution of one of them is known, you can read out the solution of the other problem. If your solution of primal is known, you can know the solution of dual. If your solution of dual is known, you can read out from the solution of primal also. But what happens in real life that it is not always easy to find a dual feasible basis. Many practical problems do not have a canonical table which is either primal feasible or dual feasible. Hence, as a rule, primal simplex method is preferred over the dual simplex method for solving the general linear programming problem. But there are instances where the dual simplex method becomes easy and it has an advantage over the primal simplex method. So some of the applications of dual simplex methods are in sensitivity analysis, integer programming algorithms, nonlinear programming algorithms, and also primal dual algorithm and self-dual parametric algorithm. Dual linear programs could be of two types. One is the symmetric and another is the asymmetric. In the symmetric dual linear programs, both primal and dual problems, the variables are non-negative and the constants are inequalities. So when both the primal and dual problems of the linear programming have variables which are non-negative and the constants are inequalities, such problems are known as symmetric dual linear programming. So a linear programming is said to be in symmetric form if all the variables are restricted to be non-negative and all the constants are inequalities, either maximization or minimization, that is less than type or equal to type or greater than type or equal to type. So general representation of the primal dual problems in symmetric form can be written as, say, maximize z is equal to c1 x1 plus c2 x2 plus cn xn. This is the objective function subject to these restrictions: a11 x1, a12 x2 plus a1 n xn is less than or equal to b1. Similarly, am1 ax1 am2 x2 plus amn xn less than or equal to bm, and all x1 x2 xn are greater than or equal to 0. This is the primal, and its dual will become, suppose y1 y2 and ym. y1 y2 ym are the dual variables, then it will be a11 y1 a21 y2 plus am1 ym. This less than equal to type inequality will get changed to greater than equal to type, so this will become c1 a12 y1 a22 y2 plus am2 yn is greater than equal to c2. Likewise, a1 and y1 a2 and y2 plus am and ym greater than equal to cn, and all y1 y2 ym etc are greater than equal to 0. So this is the general definition of primal and dual linear programming problem. This is the primal, this is the dual. All constant equations are here less than equal to type. Here all the constant equations are of the greater than equal to type. Then this is the symmetric linear programming problem. So in matrix notation, we say let z is equal to cx, ax is less than equal to b, and all x are greater than equal to 0. So this is the primal. And in dual, this was a maximization case. So in minimization, y is equal to yb, where ya is all greater than equal to c, and y, all y are equal greater than equal to 0. Then this is called the dual of this primal, where A is m into n matrix and B is m into 1 column vector and C is 1 into n row vector. So what happens? X is an n into 1 column vector and Y is 1 and m row vector. So this is the general definition of symmetric dual linear programming. Then what is the asymmetric dual linear programs? It is not necessary that all the linear programming problems come in symmetric form. The variables may be negative or sometimes equal also. Such types of problems are called asymmetric dual linear programming. So if one or more number of variables are zero or negative and the constants are having equality sign, then this becomes an asymmetric dual programming. We shall discuss these asymmetric dual linear programs in the next class. Now we are furthering our discussion on primal and dual relationship. So remember that we discussed the main features of primal and dual, and it is very difficult to say which one is primal and which one is dual if both the problems are written at the same place. You cannot understand which one is primal, which one is dual. So there is an important theorem here that the dual of a dual is always primal. So if you make the dual of a primal problem and again make its dual, then that will be equal to the primal. So dual of a dual is a primal. So now let us study the rules for constructing dual from primal. The first rule is that the number of variables in the dual problem will be exactly equal to the number of constants in the primal solution and vice versa. What does it mean? That suppose there are three variables x1, x2, x3, then if there are three variables in the primal, and number of constants are 2, then in the dual there will be 2 variables and 3 constants. So the number of variables in the dual problem will be equal to the number of constants in the primal and vice versa. Second, the cost vector of the primal becomes the right hand side constants of the dual. Means constant equations have one the left hand side component and the right hand side component. So right hand side component of the constant equations in the dual problem is equal to the cost vector of the primal. So on the reverse is also true. What does it mean? The right hand side vector of the primal becomes the cost vector of the dual. So cost vector of primal is the right hand side constants of the dual, and right hand side vector of the primal is the cost vector of the dual. Next is if the primal is minimization, dual becomes maximization. If the primal is maximization, dual becomes minimization. That is to say, we have to reverse the direction of optimization in primal to dual and vice versa. and the column coefficients of the primal constants become the row coefficients of the dual constants. The dual variables are defined to be unrestricted in sign if there is equality in the primal. What does it mean? That if the ith dual constant is equal to type, then if and only if the ith variable in the primal problem is unconstrained in sign. The ith variable in the dual variable is unconstrained in sign, then ith constant in the primal problem is an equality. And lastly, the dual of the dual is the primal problem. So, general guidelines for formation of dual is, if the dual is primal and objective function is maximization type, constant is less than equal to type, then nature of variables is what is restricted in sign. Similarly, then dual is, what will happen? Dual, maximize will become minimize, and less than equal to type will be equal to greater than equal to type, and variables will be of the restricted sign. If the primal is that of minimization with constant type greater than equal to type restricted in sign, then dual will be converted to maximization of less than equal to type but restricted in sign. If the primal is of maximization with equal to signs, that is restricted in sign, then dual is of will be minimization with greater than equal to unrestricted in sign. Primal is minimization with equal to, that is restricted in sign, and dual will be maximization with less than equal to type unrestricted in sign. Primal is maximization less than equal to type unrestricted in sign, then dual will be minimization equal to sign. Primal will be minimization greater than equal to unrestricted sign, dual will be maximization equal to and restricted sign. So these are the rules of thumb to remember for converting primal into dual. Thus, for any linear programming, be it symmetric or asymmetric, the dual always satisfies the following characteristics. What are these characteristics? The coefficient matrix of the dual is actually the transpose of the coefficient matrix of the primal. You know the transpose? The cost vector of the dual is the right hand side vector of the primal. Similarly, the right hand side vector of the dual becomes the cost vector of the primal. And if the primal is a maximization problem, the dual becomes a minimization problem, and vice versa. But does it mean that if the primal is minimization, the dual will be of maximization type? So these are the fundamental rules, basic methods for converting primal into dual. We shall try to understand these rules through examples by solving some problems that we shall do in the next class. I limit the discussion today here itself. Thank you.